Hello, everybody, and welcome to Perpetual News. Today, we'll be discussing the man I supported for president. That's right, it's Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang was an entrepreneur. He started up his own business to help alleviate poverty in major cities like Detroit, St. Louis, Chicago, stuff like that. Let's discuss his policies first and why I supported him. Basically, his biggest policy, the one you probably have all heard me talk about before, is giving everybody $1,000 a month. The way he did this was he would tax these tech companies that are taking away jobs, such as Amazon, Google, Facebook, you name it, technology. You tax them at, whatever it may be, depending on the company, 0.1%, 1%, 5%, 10%, even 20%. Now, these companies can afford it, and that's why it's viable. Now, what happens whenever you give everybody $1,000 a month? That's right, they spend it. I mean, simple as that. What are you going to do when someone gives you $1,000? Oh, I can't afford groceries regularly, so I'm going to go buy some more groceries. Oh, I need new shoes. Oh, my son needs a car. I might save this up for a year, spend the $12,000 on a brand new car for him. Now, this just catapults the economy into the future. What happens is people start creating businesses. They have these $1,000 checks, they have a family, and whenever your wife, your daughter, your son, all getting these $1,000 checks, that's $48,000 in the hands of one family. That's $12,000 per person a year. In a year. Now, these people, they spend their money, okay? They create their own business. What happens whenever you expand your business? More people start spreading their businesses everywhere. The prices of everything go down. That reduces inflation quite a bit. Everybody starts spending their money even more. It reinvigorates the economy. You see massive economic growth. People are more happy because they have something back to fall onto. If people need to quit their job, whether they don't like their job, they're uncomfortable in where they're working at, they can't commute to where it is, whatever it may be. They have $12,000 to lay back on for a little bit while they solve everything that they need to. Now, obviously, $12,000, you're not going to be able to live on that. And that's the great thing about it. It still puts people in jobs. It still gives them a chance. And it provides for these people who are living in these giant metric cities with millions of people like Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Boston, all that stuff. Los Angeles. It gives all these people $1,000. You know what that does for those cities? It gets their homeless off the streets. It expands their economy. It helps just in regular, and it makes people less depressed. I don't see any real big negatives to it. The argument against it is it's going to put people in homes and stop letting or make them not work. And that's just not going to happen because you can't live off of $12,000 unless you're living in a basement like me. I mean, yeah, of course I can. But you know what else I am? I'm a student. How is it bad for students to be out of jobs? To study what they're going into? For me, political science. For others, anything. You know what? I know a lot of my friends want to go into acting. Now, actors usually don't work out. What happens whenever they get to Hollywood? They get in a small career, and then they fail after that. They have $12,000 to get back off. They find a different passion, and they start it with that $12,000. It's a great system. That's why. A lot of what I also support about Yang is that he wants to regulate technology so that these giant massive corporations can't just start taking over jobs. I mean, eventually it's going to happen anyway, but he wants to slow that progress down. Another thing I really like about Yang's policies is that he wants to give everybody, I believe it's $100 per election season to spend on a candidate that they like. That brings people into politics that don't normally think, oh, I don't really care. Whatever, whoever wins, wins. I don't really care. My vote doesn't matter. No, you give everybody $100, they're going to spend that on a candidate that they actually think should run the country. What happens then is you got these grassroots support candidates like Andrew Yang, like Tulsi Gabbard, when he first started, like Bernie Sanders, and you just grow them. These people who actually genuinely care. They're not people that have been sitting in Washington for years and decades, sitting on these bills and haven't done anything for our country, established more departments in our government, an already big failing government, and just made it worse. What happens then is you get all this grassroots support of people who actually want to work for the country, who care about the country, not just the money they're going to get from it. I don't know. I think it's a great idea. Maybe I'm wrong. And also, Yang is charismatic. And he also draws a lot of support from the other side. You know why that is? Because he's talking about data. He's talking about facts. You know what the right listens to more than anything? Is they hear statistics. They hear facts. They hear just studies and stuff like that. They don't listen to, oh, I'm gonna cry because they're taking away something that I like. Oh, I'm gonna cry because they're not giving me something I want. No, they listen to, is this genuinely going to help our economy? Is this genuinely going to help my family? Because that's what conservatism believes in, helping their own family, not the general public. And I can respect that. It's just the simple facts. You got to lay it on the table. What do all these policies do for the American people? It helps their families. It helps the general populace as well. It helps them rely on their government more, because I know a lot of people, even on the left, even on the right, everywhere on the political spectrum, don't trust the government. Well, this way it limits government power. You give $100 to these candidates that you actually think would serve the country well, and then you also give everybody $1,000. Whenever you put money into people's hands, it gives them more power. That's a lot of the reason I support Andrew Yang. Also, I love that he's not a career politician. These people who've just been sitting in Washington forever can't get anything done, and when they do, it's usually not that effective. I don't know, man. That's why I support him. Well, thank you for watching this, or today's podcast, or whatever you want to call this news story. I don't know how this is news, but this is just why I support Andrew Yang. Love ya. Thanks for coming. Keep watching. Subscribe, share, like, all the stuff. Spread it around. Hopefully we can hit 100 subscribers by Friday. That's the goal. Please let people in your family know. Let people in your friends know. Let everybody know. We're gonna spread the good news. This is Perpetual News. We are the most honest news channel. We are coming back probably tomorrow or the next day. So, I don't know what we're going to discuss. Also, I said I would update you on coronavirus, but honestly, not huge amounts have happened. I heard that Chris Cuomo of CNN got coronavirus. I don't know if that's relevant to anybody here, but that's pretty bad. And I hear that the United States is now the most infected country of coronavirus, so that's bad. Yeah. Again, like, subscribe, share. I will see you next time.